A lot of things have changed.
Yep.
And some things have remained the same. But it's been fluid. And you told us that when it comes to these picks, whether if it's people, individuals, or if it's teams, it's going to be a fluid situation.
Right.
So I want to ask you this. Give me your top 5 candidates for MVP if it ended today.
If it ended today, no doubt about it, Aaron. Aaron Rodgers has carried his team throughout the controversy and everything that's going on. He's been as advertised. Every year, he can be in that discussion, if you ask me. My second one is Kyler Murray. I know he's been hurt lately, but before he got hurt, Kyler Murray was leading his team and doing exactly what they need for him to do for them to be successful. The Cardinals, I was about to call them the Arizona Cardinals. Is that it? I forgot their name, but the Cardinals, he is the engine that drives that train. Everything revolves around him, and he was performing at a high level. My third pick is Lamar Jackson. Because Lamar Jackson, even though he has an MVP, so much is asked of him. He is approximately about 72% of the offense.
Probably more.
A lot is asked of him. And if he doesn't produce at a high level, they're going to lose. And so I think he's doing a great job of managing what they're asking him to do. And my fourth pick, he's hurt, but was Derrick Henry. And Derrick Henry would have been my first pick if he hadn't got hurt. So obviously it's fluid. Next week he'll be off the list. But Derrick Henry is a beast. In an era of football to where we don't want to run the ball anymore, Derrick Henry is a throwback. He's an Earl Campbell type running back. Give it to him, get out of the way. He can carry the team. My fifth and final one is Tom Brady, man. I mean, it's just as long as he's playing, as long as Tom is playing, Tom is going to be in the MVP because he carries. Tom covers up mistakes. That's what Tom does. Tom is like that blanket that you used to have at grandma's house when it was cold. He said, grab your blanket. Yeah, he covers up all of the mistakes that you make. Now, obviously, the team has been struggling, not because of Tom, and a lot of people think it's Tom, it's because of the defense. And the defense has had a lot of players out, and that's the NFL. That happens. But once they start getting those players back, you'll see how important Tom is to that team. So that's my top 5 MVP picks right now.
So now I got, why we got to hop out the gate like this? Now, so the crazy thing is, I agree, but I scratched Henry off because because Henry's done. But I completely disagree with your order.
Go ahead.
Let's go ahead and replace Derrick Henry with Dak Prescott.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. I can go with that.
That's number 1. Number 2, there is no way on any universe, on any kind of digital algorithm, that Tom Brady is the number 5 candidate for MVP. Let me tell you why. We're not talking about a guy whose team is 500. We're talking about a guy whose team is actually a game behind the first place team in the NFC.
Correct. True.
Oh, hold on. We're talking about a team who's actually a game behind the number 1 team in the NFL, which is the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah.
Not only that, we're talking about a guy who's first in yards. Number 2, something Kyler Murray doesn't have on his resume this year. He hasn't missed a game.
But true.
Number 3, he's first in touchdowns.
True.
And then number 4, he's first in yardage. Number 5,
true.
Unlike Kyler Murray, unlike Aaron Rodgers, and unlike Dak Prescott, he's having to take his team out and come out with these wins at a high rate with a totally and completely decimated defense.
That's true. Secondary's been
That's secondary. We just got back a starting corner for Monday night, and God knows we needed it.
Yeah.
And so it gets a trash for me because of pick, because of rotation, because I am of the mindset that especially we know Brady doesn't win football games without a superior defense. That's not the trajectory of Tom Brady's career.
Right. Yeah.
He was
yeah.
winning them close games because he had old Bill Belichick that's going to put together a scheme that was going to put his offense in position to not try to play superhero offense, but
Right.
to just do enough.
Just enough win. Yes. Yeah.
At 40, and then to add insult to injury to insult to injury, he's 44 years old.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I could go with you having somebody above Tom Brady. Unlike the Tampa Bay fan base, I can have you having Aaron Rodgers ahead of him. I could see that. I could see somebody having Dak ahead of him. I could see that. Although it don't make sense to me statistically, I could see it. But to have this man at 5, Jermaine,
at 5 right now. He's at 5 right now. But and the reason why, because he threw 2 critical interceptions the other night that really.
You talking about Monday?
No, not Monday. The previous game.
Okay, I go with you on that one.
And that